Hi everyone, how's it going? Peter Liciaga here. I'm so grateful that you clicked through to watch one of my new videos. But before you do, 856-278-5282, that is my texting community platform. I'm doing a lot of one-on-one connections with the students, with parents of those students, and people in my community. 856-278-5282. Join it now. And now to the video you've been wanting to watch. Hi everyone, Peter Liciaga here. I hope you are doing great today. Of course, I am a master instructor of Dinoto Karate Center in Mount Laurel, New Jersey, and I am your Mount Laurel martial arts guy. Today I want to talk to you guys about how to get your kids self-disciplined. And I have 5 ways that I'm going to suggest with you. I'm sure there's many, and I'm sure you can think of others yourself. But there's a quote that Theodore Roosevelt has. It's called, or it says this, it's with self-discipline most anything is possible, and I truly believe that. So let me go ahead and share a couple of things with you in line of that. From a parenting perspective, it's extremely important to counteract what our children are exposed to with lessons of exerting will over what they want. Okay, they just having this determination to do the right thing whether they feel like it or not. And they're going to be exposed to a lot of things in the course of their day when they're in school and as they get older. So we want to really help build in them habits that are going to bring them just a little bit more, just give them more discipline every single day. So recently one of my students, one of our 14-year-old students at our school at Dinoto Karate Center, found out that I got up at 4:30 in the morning. And then he had asked me, why did I get up so early? And I explained to him my reasoning for this and why I got up early, and then what I did when I got up and how much I was able to accomplish by getting up in the morning, and that by a certain time of the day, early in the day, I had so much accomplished, and it was a great feeling. And so he decided to start doing it himself. And at first it was hard, and he had some struggles with it. Every once in a while I ask him how it's going. He says, it's going better. It's going better. And then after several weeks, probably about 2 months, 3 months, I asked him, he said, oh, now I just get up. And I said, well, what do you do? Then he explains to me that he does a lot of his homework in the morning because he felt that worked best, or he would check his homework before he went in, make sure he had everything he had to get done. He also had started eating his breakfast earlier, and then because he knew that I did it, he would do maybe push-ups, sit-ups, jumping jacks, or something like that. It's pretty awesome. And so, and I said, so how's it going? He says, well, right now it's just a habit for me now. It's what I do, and sometimes it feels weird when I don't. And more often than not, he says he gets up every morning because that's what I told him that I do. And so that's very cool to hear that. And this is a great testimony to his self-discipline. And he's just 14 years old, so he's learning a valuable lesson at such a young age. And hopefully this will carry with him as he goes on in his life. So it's pretty awesome. So anyway, let me go ahead and give you the five ways to teach your child self-discipline. Number 1 is this, is having a structured routine. Organized and consistent structure is going to breed discipline. And that's what we do at our martial arts school. And if you want to find out more about our school, just go to dinotokarate.com. But we created a structured environment. When the students come in, they know exactly what's expected of them, and they know exactly what to do. And no matter what goes on in our academy, sometimes the lights will go off because of the if there's a thunderstorm, or maybe there's something happening in the lobby. But the kids know, our students know, that we stay to the structure of the class, and we just keep moving, keep pushing, and getting through it. And so we want to make sure that you start creating a structured routine for your child. Like, for example, you can set up a designated time and a space and a place for your child to do their homework, and that the homework needs to be completed each day, and that this then becomes their routine, becomes their habits, just what they do. And they do it when they get home from school, make sure their assignments are complete. And if they have to have other errands they have to do, other chores they have to do, or you have to go somewhere, maybe there's a little thing that's scheduled for the day that they know they have to get back and accomplish and finish what they set out to accomplish. Okay, and it's the most efficient time, I believe, is right after they get home from school, before they get distracted with anything else. Right away, get them a snack, have them get something to drink like water, and then let them get right to their schoolwork, a place that's quiet for them where they can focus and make sure they get it done. So that's number one. The second one is this, what we call committed determination. Teach them to be persistent and determined to get what they need to get done. Persistence and determination, this is what we teach our students, are the keys to any form of success. Leading by example, of course, we can teach our children that seeing a commitment to its completion is highly important character traits to develop. And this is what we teach our students, especially in our leadership program. And outside distractions and changing emotions will always work against what our main focus is. Yet if we teach our children to keep those things at bay, to keep them, in their place, our emotions and our distractions, keep them in our place, and we stay on track, staying focused on what we need to get done, then our kids, by doing this, they will be able to go further in life sooner if they are committed and determined to get what they have to get done. Number 3 is this, learning the fundamentals. And there's an athlete, many of you have heard of him, Peyton Manning, and he did not become this incredible Hall of Fame quarterback simply believing that he was good at football. He actually practiced, and he worked hard, and spent many hours practicing to become skilled at what he does and what he did. And he knew that the fundamentals of his position that he played needed to be honed, and he needed to, just like everyone else, he needed to understand his position and the fundamentals of the position that he played. And this is an incredibly powerful lesson for our children to learn. Learning the fundamentals will naturally create self-discipline. It's what you will see in our martial arts program. They come in, it's all about fundamentals, understanding the foundation of what they do, and then they build on that. We all know that if you have a weak foundation, no matter what you build, it will come tumbling down, as some would say. Okay, so that's number 3. Number 4 is enforce consequences. There has to be, and you must enforce consequences to failure or not doing what they set out to do. And you must enforce it. It's such a must. And this is a powerful thing that we parents must embrace. And we must do it without emotion. If our emotions get involved, if we get angry and allow our emotions to control us as we execute on consequences, we will be making a huge mistake. We must be calm. We must be focused. We must remember that it has nothing to do with us. It's not an attack on us. It's nothing personal to us, and we have to remember that this is a learning opportunity for us, for our children, so that we can help them understand the importance of staying on track, to being disciplined. And so we must be clear from the beginning and calmly handle every situation as it comes up. And it's so important that we enforce consequences, but we do it, and we do it in the right, appropriate way. In self-defense, we teach our students that the A of our self-defense, we have ABCs of self-defense, and we teach this to our students at DKC. And A is simply this, be aware, and then assess, and move to the right appropriate action. When we as parents are aware that our child has not done what they were supposed to do, let's say for instance their homework, if they were not to do that, they must suffer the consequences. They must experience the consequences. So once we notice it, once we become aware of it, we think about it, we have a thought as we move forward, we remember what the consequences are and how we're going to teach them with these consequences, and then we move and enforce it with the right appropriate action without emotion. And hopefully that you guys get a good handle on that. Number 5 is this: praise and reward. As there should be punishment and consequences when they don't do something right or when they get off track, there should also be rewards. They should experience success. So a reward job for the younger kids. I know some parents do that. Some parents do allowances for the older kids. You know, it's just a couple of ways that you can reward your child for doing a job and doing it well. And, you know, as they get better and they master their goals and setting out to do their goals, we can get rid of the reward and just help them understand the benefit of accomplishing what they have set out to accomplish, because it helps them grow and moves them to the next level, next step of their growth. In our martial arts school, if our students do their best, forget the rest, they come to class and no matter what, they do their best, forget the rest, and never give up. Their reward is their belt, a stripe. And that lets them know they're moving to the next level. They're growing, they're progressing, which is what we want. And our children love to receive these rewards, but more importantly, they love to receive praises from us. And so give it liberally and give it when it's deserved. I have this saying that says, praise, guide, praise. And so it used to be praise, correct praise, but in my mind, my habit, my ritual, the way I do things at Dinoto Karate Center as an instructor is that when I see a child needs guidance because they're not doing something right, I will first praise them on something that they are doing correctly, and then I will then look at something that they need help on, guidance in, and I say, well, let me help you with this, let me guide you on this, let me show you how you make this better and improve on this. And then I will guide them to get better, and then I will praise them for it. I will tell them, gosh, that's great, I love the way you did that, I love the way you put effort into it, I love the way you were focused. I will find a way to praise them. So praise, guide, and praise. So those are the 5 ways that you can help your children, help your kids build self-discipline. There are many other ways. I'm sure you can come up with other suggestions, and definitely share them in the comment section below somewhere on this page, or just reach out to me. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for spending this time with me. Now what I'd like you to do is, at the end of the day, we do this at the end of every class. We huddle up and we have a chat with our students. What I'd like to suggest that you do at the end of every night, you huddle up with your kids and ask them if they can identify things that they have that they don't need, but they got simply because they wanted it. So ask them that question and see what comes out of that conversation. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for spending this time. If you want to connect with me, you can go to peterliciaga.com. If you want to find out more about the martial arts program where I teach, go to dinotokarate.com. Other than that, guys, have a great day. Take care.